The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Distracted driving is the leading cause of car accidents across America.
You may find this hard to believe, but driving while using a cell phone reduces the amount of brain activity associated with driving by 37%.
That's right. And whether handheld or hands-free, using a cell phone while driving is equivalent of driving with a .08 blood alcohol level.
Number one distraction is use of the cell phone. And texting while driving certainly is another distraction. And just absolutely not paying attention. We see a lot of crashes because somebody bends over to pick up your Coca-Cola.
Though technology is a huge distraction on the road, it isn't the only one.
A study by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration concluded that those who eat and drink while driving increase the odds of an accident by 80%.
Wow. And they also concluded that 65% of near-miss accidents are caused by edible distractions.
I looked over to my right. I wanted a drink of water, and I had a water bottle sitting on top of my suitcase in the passenger seat. And so I leaned over for 1 second, it seemed like, picked up the water bottle, and I felt this real bang, you know, like I hit something like a brick wall. And everything happened so quick, I felt my car spinning and then rolling over. And I couldn't believe what was happening. And when the car finally came to a stop, it was right side up, thank goodness. But it had broken this telephone pole in half, and the half that fell off had started a fire. And luckily, it had shorted out the electricity, so it wasn't live. Because when I jumped out of the car, if the wire had been live, I would have been shocked. And I've been driving for over 50 years and never thought this could ever happen.
We want everyone to be safe, and the only way you can be safe is not to be distracted while you're driving.
No refreshing sip of water is worth the cost of damage repairs, or more importantly, your life.
In 2009, 5,474 people were killed on U.S. roadways, and an estimated additional 448,000 were injured in motor vehicle crashes that were reported to have involved distracted driving.
Keegan and I were in my truck, and we were entering an intersection, and a young lady, 16-year-old, was talking to her mother on a hands-free device, and I assumed she was distracted and did not see the stop sign and entered the intersection as I was coming through. And I ended up T-boning her car on the passenger side, right behind the passenger side door. Thank goodness I didn't hit her about 2 seconds earlier. I would have severely injured the passenger or even possibly killed her friend.
Young folks are distracted because they'll have groups of people in the car and they'll be cutting up and having a good time and not paying attention to what they're doing.
Could you please tell us about Jamie and what she was like?
Jamie, she was like my best friend. Always happy, a lot of friends, always smiling. I mean, you won't find one picture of her without a big, great smile. She was actually at a football game that night, and on the way home, getting close to Dundee, the driver was driving in the left-hand lane and looked over her right shoulder to switch lanes and kind of caught the grassy area and went to correct, but overcorrected, causing the car to drift over to the right, all the way to the right into a ditch, which caused the car to flip 5 times, and all the kids were ejected. My daughter was the only one that died.
Is there any advice that you could give to teenagers nowadays?
Well, I would tell them, put the phones down, put them in the trunk of the car when they're driving. They need to really respect the roads, pay attention to what they're doing, and maybe not have so many kids in the car. But I think the big thing is stay off the phones.
Don't let that one text message, phone call, or sip of coffee end your friendships and lives. This has been Ashley. Don't be a statistic.